for Oklahoma State and the Baylor Bears. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, Shannon Spake.
Hey there, Gus. So what is the key to getting your defense ready for this high-speed, fast-paced Baylor offense? Well, Oklahoma State defensive coordinator Glenn Spencer said he has to create as much chaos as possible in practice, make his guys very uncomfortable. But he said it's still a shock for his guys when they see it the first time. In fact, he has coaches outside of conference. They'll call him after they play Baylor and say, dang, we had no idea it was going to be like that. Now, according to Spencer, the sweet spot, Series 2 and 3, he said if we can keep them from making big plays in those series, we got a chance to keep up.
All right, thank you very much, Shannon. Nice day for football here in Central Texas. 90 degrees at kickoff time. Rain is in the forecast. Oklahoma State beat Pitt 45-38 in Stillwater last week. Baylor beat Rice 38-10 in Houston. Baylor won the toss. They've elected to receive the football. Matt Amendola will send it away. Tony Nicholson, the redshirt freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas, back deep, and we're underway. And this one out of the end zone for a touchback. Baylor will start at their own 25. And a couple of things you need to know when the Bears have the football.
It's a high-octane offense, but it starts with the running game, and they have a running back by committee. Shock Linwood is the all-time leading rusher in Baylor history, but they've got a couple other guys that you're going to see, Terrence Williams and Jamichael Hasty, a freshman, that you got to watch out for. And then for that Oklahoma State defense, it's all about stopping the run and that dynamic three-headed monster of the Baylor rushing attack. That's going to fall on a guy like Jordan Burton. He's the best defender in the front seven for Oklahoma State. He's got to play great tonight.
Baylor has been shut out in each of its last two first quarters against Rice and SMU, so the Bears really want to get off to a good start. And on first down, they decide to run the football. Not a lot of room as Seth Russell tried to get around the corner, and he's taken down.
Designed quarterback run. They were trying to lead the running back. Terrence Williams gets the start out in front of him. Looked like a broken play from the get-go.
Seth Russell, as you saw, 11-0 as a starter. He'll throw it on second down underneath and complete. Katie Cannon, the intended receiver. Now, Katie Cannon normally wears number 9. He's wearing number 1 today.
That's right. His buddy, one of his best friends, Corey Coleman, wore number 1 at Baylor a year ago. Corey Coleman, of course, with the Cleveland Browns, broke his hand in practice as a shout-out to his friend.
Third down and 11 at the 24. Opening series for Baylor. Seth Russell, senior from Garland, Texas. All-American candidate. Play fake. Russell over the middle. Caught. Wide open. And here goes Feuerbacher. And he's wrestled down inside the Oklahoma State 40. A gain of 36. Jordan Stearns with the tackle.
Tight end. Lined up in the backfield. Just going to slide out. And as the linebackers have to move up for the run fake, it's an easy completion.
So Baylor with a big first down. First down and 10 now as Terrence Williams runs the ball straight ahead. He's stopped by Vincent Tatum. Terrence Williams had 2 100-yard games as part of an outstanding freshman season. Williams running again. Rick Rowe picks up another first down.
That was so interesting. They actually snapped that right to Terrence Williams. Seth Russell lined up next to him as the running back and got the fake.
Gain of 7, first and 10 at the 28.
Snap infraction, offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Reggie Smith, your referee today.
And that penalty on Kyle Fuller, number 55, the center, trying to go so fast, just flinched a bit on the snap.
28 consecutive starts for Fuller, by far the longest streak on the team. First down in the long 15. And Russell delivers an easy strike. KD Cannon with the catch. And he's dropped by Ashton Lampkin.
Good open field tackle by Ashton Lampkin. Be watching those open field tackles. They're vital when playing the Baylor Bears because they operate with so much space.
A gain of 10, second and 5. And they're running straight ahead. Williams looking for the end zone touchdown. Bada bing, bada boom. This is the Baylor offense that the entire nation has been accustomed to watching. Scoring quickly.
They were hoping that the heightened expectation was going to be matched because of the level of play from Oklahoma State. Watch number 45, Chad Whitener, the linebacker. He's got a shot on Williams and misses it right at the line of scrimmage, and after that, he's gone.
A report of lightning in the immediate area. As a precaution, we will remove the teams from the field of play.
So lightning in the immediate area, as we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, rain in the forecast. It was supposed to hit at 6 p.m. Waco time. So Baylor scores as both teams cleared the field. We'll step away. Baylor scores on their opening drive. Terrence Williams running at 23 yards for a touchdown to take a 6-0 lead, but this game has been
away, guys.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. We're an hour and 20-minute lightning delay. We're ready to play football once again. 6-0. Baylor took their opening drive, 7 plays covering 75 yards, scoring in 1 minute and 38 seconds on the Terrence Williams 23-yard run.
Got started in the run game. That's what Baylor loves to do, and it opened some things up over the middle of the field. A nice completion to Firebacker, and then outside to their explosive wide receiver KD Cannon, and then Terrence Williams right up the middle on the direct snap. So Kendall Briles changing some things up as the offensive coordinator. Great game plan early, and 7 plays, 75 yards. Quick strike from Baylor.
So the interesting story now, after an hour and 20-minute lightning delay, now Connor Martin, who is a walk-on freshman from Frisco, Texas. He will come in to kick the extra point. Now, he's kicking today because regular kicker Chris Callahan did not dress due to a sideline scuffle last week against Rice. Martin kicked off once in the season opener versus Northwestern State, but has not attempted a college kick or field goal. He went to Centennial High School, 24 of 32 in field goals, along a 46 as a sophomore. So Connor Martin, got to get loose, got to get focused really quickly. And I'm sure this is a moment that he will remember for the rest of his life.
There's no doubt. His heart is jumping out of his pads right now, and it's just a PAT, but
I think this is icing the kicker extreme.
I was going to say, I want him to do this after an hour and 20-minute delay. Wow.
That's right. So Baylor, we told you at the top of our telecast, as you look at Jim Grove, 64 years old. He's the interim coach replacing Art Briles, and we'll tell you the story a little later on in the broadcast. Baylor had trouble getting started offensively, scoring points in the first quarter. They settled down on their first series tonight and marched it right down 75 yards.
Well, they were hoping that the increased competition level was going to increase their execution level, and it certainly did on that first series an hour 20 minutes ago.
Cole Edmiston is the holder for Connor Martin, walk-on freshman, given the big job today, and he could play a huge role in this game. The extra point is good. We're playing football once again in the Big 12. 7-0 Baylor. Let's go downstairs to Shannon Spake.
Well, Gus, the first thing that Mike Gundy did when he walked out of the locker room was reach down and feel the ground. The good thing is we didn't have any rain during that delay, so it is completely dry out here. Now, if you would have looked inside that Oklahoma State locker room during that delay, you would have seen basically a bunch of guys sitting around doing nothing, trying to conserve their energy. I did see Gundy discussing things in the hallway with his defensive coordinator, Glenn Spencer. Gundy told me that Baylor showed them some things that they had not seen from that offense, so it certainly gave them a chance to regroup.
All right, thank you very much. So Mason Rudolph, who threw for 540 yards last week in Stillwater against Pitt to set a school record, will come on the field for the first time for the Oklahoma State offense. Jeff Carr back deep along with the dangerous James Washington. And Oklahoma State will start from their own 1. This is Barry Sanders, the son of legendary Oklahoma State and Heisman Trophy winning running back Barry Sanders. Now here's Rudolph. Couple things you need to know when the Cowboys have the football.
This offense is built for the big play. As evidenced, last week against Pitt, on the very first snap of the game, he threw a 91-yard touchdown to James Washington. And then defensively, at least through the first 3 games, this pass defense is the #1 pass efficiency defense in the FBS. They're going to start with 2 nickelbacks. That means Trevon Blanchard gets a start for the Baylor Bears.
First down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Hill in the backfield, goes in motion. Rudolph puts it on him, tries to make the first man miss, and does it. Nicely done, Trevon Blanchard.
Blanchard was injured for the first 2 games, finally got on the field last week, was tremendous. 10 tackles in that win over Rice, and starts big here.
Mason Rudolph, 6'5", 235 from Rock Hill, South Carolina. He's completed 50 passes of 25-plus yards in the last 16 games. They say he throws a beautiful softball. 2nd and 13. He'll hand it off. Childs around the right side, trying to find space and can't. K.J. Smith says not on this side.
This Baylor defense is small up front, so they had to change structure in the offseason. They go with a 3-man defensive line, 4 linebackers. It's been very successful for them early in this season.
So on 3rd down and 11, expect for Rudolph to look for number 28, James Washington. He is a flash, close to 300 receiving yards last week. Rudolph takes his time up the sideline, and incomplete. Juwan Seals, the intended receiver, he's bumped, and this will be pass interference against the Bears.
Well, that ball was up in the air for a long time. So difficult to defend, and there was just a little bit of contact. The officials are actually discussing it before they go and actually give Reggie Smith, the head referee, the call here.
Tion Wright covering defensively.
Pass interference, defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So as they're going deep, which they do quite a bit, Juwan Seals goes up, and there was a little bit of contact right there with the back leg of Tion Wright. That certainly could have gone uncalled. I think it could have gone either way. The officials setting the tone early for no contact down the field.
So the Cowboys pick up the first down at their own 32-yard line. Here's the handoff around the corner. Dylan Stoner tries to turn the corner. He'll gain about 3 yards on the play. K.J. Smith defensively for Baylor.
Oklahoma State has struggled running the ball for the last year. Last year they had to bring in backup quarterback J.W. Walsh, who was more of a runner, to try to help and jumpstart this running game. But as you see, 119th and 117th in rushing yards per game and average per rush.
2nd down and 8 at the 34. Justice Hill, the pistol back. And they'll give it to him running left. Gets outside, not a lot of room. And he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. But a flag on the play at the 31.
I thought Marcus Keys, number 75, had his potentially a holding.
Holding, offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
Keys is the left guard, and as he's working there against 52 Greg Roberts, there's the hold, grabs his jersey and turns his shoulder. That's an easy call for the official.
Well, that'll make it 2nd down and 18 at the 24. Barry Sanders checks in at running back. Rudolph with time, far side, caught, and down at the, make it 33, James Washington with his first grab of the game. And what a day for James Washington, the National Player of the Week, after catching 9 balls for 296 yards and 2 touchdowns against Pittsburgh.
Pitt was challenging them to go deep. Man-to-man coverage, press coverage up in the face of James Washington. That is not what Baylor is doing. They've got a corner in his face and a safety over top.
3rd down and 8 at the 34. Rudolph looking underneath. Steps up in the pocket, wants to run it. Rudolph gets down the sideline, out of bounds at the 40. Not enough for the first down, though.
That looked like a busted play to me. There was a miscommunication somewhere with Oklahoma State, because as Mason Rudolph is looking for an open man down the field, watch the wide receivers. They go out and actually look like they're trying to block down the field as if they thought it was a run play or potentially a screen underneath. Rudolph had nowhere to go with the ball.
So Zach Seiner, the Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week after pinning Pitt inside the 20 on 4 of his 6 kicks. Lets it go, end over end. Nicholson backpedaling. He'll start inside his own 5. In trouble. Lost the ball. Does Oklahoma State have it? Yes, they do.
Remaining on the field is a fumble recovered by the kicking team. 1st and goal.
Well, Tony Nicholson broke about every single rule of punt returning you can possibly break. He caught the ball inside the 10-yard line. You should always let that ball go. And then he retreated once he caught it towards the goal line. At that point, panic sets in, and the ball comes out. Recovery by Oklahoma State, just inbounds.
Tanner Morgan with the fumble recovery.
And he clearly controls it in that left arm before his back hits the out-of-bounds strike. What a break for Oklahoma State here now with a great chance early.
But what a kick by Zach Seiner, 55 yards. 1st down and goal at the 5-yard line for the Cowboys.
And just like you said, he did it all week last week. Excellent performance from Seiner when their offense was scuffling down the stretch. Well, he set them up for that victory, pinning Pittsburgh deep, and he does it here against Baylor.
Mason Rudolph operating out of the shotgun. Justice Hill, the running back. They'll give it to Hill. Breaks it inside. Touchdown, Cowboys. Oklahoma State capitalizing on the fumble. Hill scores from 5 yards out, and the Cowboys with a chance to level this game.
I mean, just an excellent block from Zach Crabtree, junior from Mansfield, Texas. He mashes the entire line of scrimmage down, and that hole was wide open for Justice Hill, the freshman from Tulsa, who takes it into the end zone.
Ben Grogan comes in to attempt the extra point. He's 27 points away from passing Dan Bailey of the Dallas Cowboys for the all-time Oklahoma State scoring lead. And it's good. We expected fireworks here in Waco. We're getting them after an hour and 20-minute lightning delay.
I mean, what a weapon a great punter is. We saw it last week with Ohio State. Cameron Johnson did a great job for them all day against Oklahoma, and now Seiner for Oklahoma State creates an opportunity for the Cowboys.
Tony Nicholson will get another opportunity to handle the football. This one shorter from the 11-yard line. And Baylor crunched at the 20. Now let's go to Los Angeles and check in with Mike Hill for a game break.
Gus, 3rd-ranked Louisville coming off that big win against Florida State at Marshall, and guess who? Lamar Jackson. Cole Hicatini, 2nd TD of the game for Jackson. Jackson with 20 already this season. Strike the pose, young fella. The Ville up 14-zip in the 2nd. Gus, Joel, back to you.
Oh, what a great picture of Lamar Jackson on the cover of Sports Illustrated this week. Terrific article on the young man from Pompano Beach, Florida.
And he's just played great football. Absolutely great football. Happy for him. Hopefully he can continue it as Baylor solved their first quarter woes with their first series. We'll see what they do here.
Trips at the top of your screen. Seth Russell looks that way, delivers. And out of bounds, Ish Zamora, who's returning from a suspension. The sophomore listed as the #1 wide receiver on this team in fall camp. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Russell underneath and caught again, and it's Zamora again with the reception. So a gain of 8 and a gain of 7 as Devontae Averett comes up with the stop for OK State.
And great coverage, just a better ball placement by Seth Russell.
First down. Russell again delivers and incomplete. Baylor has run 90 plays a game so far this season, Joel, number 1 in the Big 12.
Their tempo is what I would call phonetic at times, but it always comes after the first down of the series. We've seen one first down, but now a slow down after the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Russell this time will run it. He has 4-4 speed. Watch out. Stunner step and finally goes down at the 35. Ramon Richards with the tackle, but it's a 29-yard gain.
This is where you see their speed, right at the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
And the delayed handoff straight ahead, and you watch Seth Russell run the ball, and you remember what happened last year against Iowa State when he broke his neck. And when we talked to him yesterday, he said he has no fear.
He said he's completely healthy, has no fear, but there's got to be that thought in the back here. It's just human nature after an injury like that.
2nd down and 11. Russell near side, caught at the 30-yard line. Katie Cannon.
Russell is a guy that can use his athleticism, but I'm still wondering if in the heat of things, when he needs a first down and has to put his head down to get aggressive, if he can do that after that very serious injury a year ago.
3rd down and 2 at the 27. Russell, big strike, caught. Blake Lynch, the redshirt freshman from Gilmore, Texas. Baylor's really snappy now, moving the football.
It's not just the tempo, Gus, but the space on the field. Pay attention all night long how far the wide receivers are lined up outside the numbers.
First down over the middle, incomplete. That one thrown a bit high. Lynch was wide open and had a touchdown in front of it.
That was a completely blown coverage from Oklahoma State. And if that ball is caught, absolutely it ends up in the end zone. Anytime you're throwing short over the middle, as a quarterback coach, you would always say you got to frame the ball up. Hit him in the body. Don't make the wide receiver reach over his head.
Let's see if they come back with the same play on the other side. 2nd and 10 at the 20. Play fake. Underneath, deflected and incomplete. Cannon, the intended receiver. But a Cowboy got his hand on the ball.
Great job by this front 7. Getting active, getting their hands up.
3rd down and 10 at the 20. And Oklahoma State may have jumped offside.
Illegal snap, offense number 55. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Kyle Fuller, the senior center and leader of that Baylor offensive line.
And we saw that in the first series before the rain delay. So some troubles right now for Kyle Fuller, who's the most experienced offensive lineman, 5th-year senior, 2-time All-Big 12 player. And not quite on the same page early.
3rd down and 15. Play fake. Russell underneath. Caught. Zamora goes up high, hauls it in, but he's short of the first down at the Oklahoma State 14.
Boy, the concentration to go up and get that ball in traffic, know he's going to get hit, and he's still able to haul it in.
Baylor going for it. They'll hand it off. Williams looking, and I don't think he got there. So Oklahoma State will hold. Jarrell Owens with the tackle, preventing Williams from getting the first down.
What a huge hold for Oklahoma State. Thought Baylor should have kicked the field goal, but remember, true freshman hadn't been on the field, stays 7-7.
When you come to Waco, you're going to get some good barbecue, some good brisket.
Pulled up to the stadium today, walking in, you could smell the brisket cooking in the smokers.
That's right.
Wonderful.
So it's a 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line for Oklahoma State. Baylor going 11 plays, 65 yards, no points. And here's a handoff to Rennie Childs, coming off his best game as a Cowboy, over 100 yards rushing against Pitt and 4 touchdowns.
That's something they have not had in the last couple of years, so watch for Rennie Childs to be featured here.
2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Childs again looking And he's wrapped up by Taylor Young, the junior from DeSoto, Texas. So 3rd down and 3 for the Cowboys. Rudolph steps up in the pocket, looking for the first down, lowers his shoulder and gets it. He's a big man, Joel. 6'5", 235.
I love his decision making too. He kept his eyes down the field, but as soon as he found that space in the pocket, he took it and ran for a first down.
First down and 10. Rudolph to throw it now over the middle. Caught. Guess who? James Washington, the junior, and a late flag. This may be a targeting flag.
Yeah, I certainly thought right when the play occurred that Orion Stewart, number 28, it was going to be very close. There was definitely some helmet-to-helmet contact. They are going to discuss it as we take a look at it. Remember, so much easier to tell in slow motion, and there was definitely a dip and a lead with the crown right to the head, and I think this one, if they call it, is going to stand here.
Personal foul, targeting, defense number 28. The previous play is under further review.
It's those words, Gus, that they're looking for. Crouch, launch, the indicator words, crown, forcible contact in the head or neck area.
Now let's join Mike Pereira from Los Angeles, our rules analyst. Mike, your thoughts on
I got to tell
play?
you, it's one of these that we have been looking at all day. The question is he a defenseless player or is he a runner? And if he's a runner, it has to be clear crown. Does he turn his head to the side, and is it helmet contact from the side? Again, most of the action that we have seen has supported these calls, but to me, it's not a crown of the helmet lead into the runner, but my suspicion would be they'll stay with it.
Mike, you talk about defenseless versus a runner. What indicators will they be looking at in review to establish whether Washington was indeed still defenseless or a runner? Because it looks in slow motion like he is a runner.
Yeah, and that's the key. You have to have really the 3 elements here. You're not having the player that's going to the ground, so you have control, a foot, and then an element of time. An element of time to protect himself, to turn upfield, to take extra steps, and that's what they're going to look at. And then, of course, are there indicators? That's the other thing. Did he launch? Did he crouch and extend upward?
And that was the replay, real speed.
After further review, the receiver was a ball carrier and not a defenseless receiver. There is no foul for targeting. It'll be 1st and 10. Number 28 may remain in the game.
Mike, I love when they try to keep players in the game. There clearly was some indicators there, but I thought Washington had the element of time, and he had that establishment of being a runner. So Orion Stewart changing his head position, leading with the side of his head, is what kept him in the game, correct?
Exactly, and I agree with you. If there's any question, let's not put him out of the game. That's a huge penalty, and I think that's a great decision in replay.
Thank you very much, Mike. 1st and 10 after the 16-yard gain for Oklahoma State. Hill, and he is taken down quickly for a loss. Patrick Levels, the senior from Dallas Roosevelt High School, with the stop.
I love the story of Levels because he started the season as a backup, but Blanchard got injured, so he started the first 2 games, but he played so well that they had to keep him in the lineup. He did great last week. Now it's going to be his biggest test, stiffest level of competition here against the Cowboys.
Coaches call him destructive. He's forced 3 fumbles in the first 3 games. 2nd and 12 at the 38. Rudolph under pressure. Rudolph lost the ball. Baylor, can they pounce on it? Yes, they can. And guess who picked it up? Levels.
The fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
Playmakers are constantly around the football, and that's exactly what Patrick Levels is. He leads the nation in forced fumbles, and now he's the beneficiary of the ball being on the ground. getting the recovery. Number 56.
K.J. Smith.
K.J. Smith does an excellent job getting to the quarterback and staying with it as the ball is away from the frame of Mason Rudolph. And he's able to get that collar, hold on to it, and then knock the ball out.
So Oklahoma State turning the football over. 2 turnovers in this game already. First down and 10 at the 33. Shock Linwood in the game at running back. Russell to the sideline, and Zamora hauls it in. Gain of about 7 yards.
And they're going to go so quick, but he was bobbling it on his way out of bounds. So see if they take a look at this.
Russell, quick snap. He lost it, picked up by Linwood. And Linwood crawling past the line of scrimmage. Jordan Burton.
They continue to line up in this formation where the running back is acting as a quarterback. Seth Russell slides over, but they're a little sloppy on the snap.
Third down and 2 at the 25. Linwood again, and he picked up the first down. Shock Linwood, 5'9", 200. Against Rice last week, he ran for 57 yards on 13 carries and broke Walter Abercrombie's 35-year-old career rushing record of 3.665. First and 10. Russell over the middle. Deflected and intercepted by Oklahoma State. Wow, 3 turnovers. Jordan Burton camped under it and hauled it in. Moteki Miley got a hand on the football.
Wendy set out to improve their grilled chicken sandwich. But you know, sometimes a little project.
That's right.
To speed up his recovery.
But he said he still really likes fish. So he's more, he said, pescatarian, because he's not full-on vegetarian.
How can you be a vegetarian living in Oklahoma?
That's what his teammates say.
With the best barbecue in the world. Between that and Texas.
His teammates looking at him like he's crazy.
First down and 10 at the 13. Rennie Childs in at running back. And they'll give it to him running right. Childs trying to get outside. Terrific pursuit by the Baylor defense. I tell you, these guys are really getting at it. Trayvon Blanchard that time.
Trayvon Blanchard does an excellent job as an outside linebacker of setting the edge. He's the support player, and he never lets his outside arm get blocked. That offensive lineman never gets to his outside arm. Does an excellent job. That is just fundamental football.
Blanchard from Orange, Texas. He's a junior. 2nd and 12 at the 11. Rudolph, deep drop, near side. Nice flag on the play. Juwan Seals hauls it in. Ran a terrific route, and Rudolph put that ball on the money. Did he put that where he was supposed to, Joe?
Absolutely, right on the outside where only his guy can catch it. Now, the question becomes whether it was a hold or a push-off. I think they're going to call Tion Wright for a hold there, or a little PI at the top end of that route.
Prior to the pass, holding defense number 3. The penalty is declined, result of the play, first down.
Tion Wright, as you mentioned, Joe, and how about Seals on a day when Mason Rudolph and James Washington got all the headlines? Seals had his own career best, 7 catches for 129 yards.
He's like, hey, you guys might be getting national awards here, but don't forget about me. I had a big day as well.
That's right. First down and 10 at the 24 for OK State. They fake the reverse, run Rennie Childs over the right side, and he gets to the 30.
I really love Rennie Childs' decisiveness. When he goes north and south, he gets downhill in a hurry, runs behind his pads, and that has really improved this Oklahoma State run game here in last week for sure against Pitt, and then so far here tonight.
Second down and 4 at the 30-yard line. Childs remains in the game. Childs again running straight ahead. And he'll get close to the first down. And Coach Gundy had some nice things to say about Child's big game last week. He said best game of his career. He'd shown signs of being elusive as a freshman, but he faded away for a few years. I don't know why, but we brought him in here for the runs he made last week.
Sometimes it just takes opportunity. Mike Gundy said when Chris Carson, their normal running back, went down with a broken hand, it allowed for Rennie to get an opportunity, and he took advantage of that opportunity last week.
3rd down and 1 at the 33. Let's see how confident Oklahoma State is with Childs if they run him here. And they do. No, it's Rudolph on the fake, and he picks up the first down. Nicely done. Mason Rudolph. You don't expect that from a pure drop-back quarterback like Mace.
No, but at 235, it's such a great play call because, one, you're allowing the quarterback to make a decision. He makes decisions all night long. So putting it in his hands is never a bad thing. And then at 235 on the zone read, you know that all he's got to do is fall forward at contact, and you're likely going to move the chains, which the Cowboys do.
Rudolph has beaten every Big 12 team except Baylor. He's 0 for 2. 1st down and 10 at the 35. Here's Rudolph rolling out of the pocket, throws on the run, and it's caught by Blake Jarwin, who picks up a 1st down.
Takes a lot of guts to stand in there. You see in the background, Rudolph is getting hit, and Jarwin with the big eyes, and he's still able to haul it in.
It's a 17-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 48. Rudolph goes through his progressions, incomplete. Jarwin had it.
For Kedrick Vaughns, great coverage, number 27, just a sophomore from Mesquite, Texas, but he's able to just get his hand in there, get that ball away from Blake Jarwin, who made the catch on the previous play. Boy, excellent coverage there from Vaughns. Just a fingertip.
But Rudolph already spreading the ball around. 2nd and 10 at the 48. Justice Hill in the backfield. Rudolph underneath this time, and he's got his receiver. It's Jalen McCleskey. So he's hit Seals, McCleskey, Jarwin, Washington already. 3rd down and short. They need a yard. Hill picks up the 1st down and a little more as he's wrestled down at the 35.
I love what they did there with the tempo. Knowing that it was 3rd and short, they were trying to catch the defense off guard. They ran up to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball. Defense wasn't quite ready, and that's an easy conversion for Justice Hill.
10th play of the drive that started at the Oklahoma State 13.
Now as they slow things down, they're going to bring big Zach Veach in, number 86. He's 265 pounds. He's your tight end, lined up in the backfield.
Play fake. Rudolph looks for Veach. Has him. Veach chopped down at the 30.
This is what establishing the run game affords you, Gus. You get those fast flow defenses. When you put that fake out there in the play action, you can roll the quarterback out and find easy completions and easy yards on 1st down.
A 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 at the 30. Rudolph has hit 6 receivers on 7 completions, keeping this Baylor defense off balance. Hill. And Hill tackled before he gets back to the line of scrimmage by Trayvon Blanchard.
And even though they can go lightning quick, that's likely going to take us to the end of the 1st quarter. Both of these teams starting to settle down after some sloppiness after that delay.
1 hour and 20-minute lightning delay, but we're playing ball and wait. As you take a look, Oklahoma State Baylor.
Yeah, and these turnovers have really been the story so far early, but I've been impressed with these offensive lines so far. I didn't think Baylor's offensive line played all that great in the first 3 games, but they've been able to establish the run game. And then Oklahoma State has been able to establish a little bit of a run game here in the last couple of series. So big compliment to those guys up front, including their center, their leader, Brad Lundblade, number 71.
3rd down and 6 at the 31-yard line. Rudolph handing it off to Hill, and Hill trudges forward as Avion Edwards, their leader, the middle linebacker, who, by the way, squats about 700 pounds, Joel. We talked to him yesterday at their facility. What a delightful young man who wants to go into coaching after his career.
That just makes my back hurt. Just hearing that.
700 pounds.
700 pounds.
4th down and 2 for Oklahoma State, and they're going for it. Rennie Childs in the backfield. Jarwin in motion. And Oklahoma State calls a timeout. 14:20 to go, 2nd quarter. Back after this.
The Surface Pro.
This one will be from 44 yards away. He's 4 of 5 this season with a long of 45 yards. Clean snap. No good. .16 to play in the 2nd, and we'll stay knotted up at 7. Let's check in with Mike Hill in Los Angeles.
Hey, Gus, drama on the Plains. LSU Auburn, 18-13 Auburn, 1 second left. Danny Etling finds DJ Chark back in the end zone for the game winner. But hold up, wait a minute, let's get some video in it. After a review, they didn't get the play off before the game clock expired. TD doesn't count. Ball game Auburn, 18-13. Gus and the boys escape.
Wow. I mean, Gus Malzahn needed that victory like he needed air to breathe down there.
1st down and 10. Jermichael Hasty in the backfield for Baylor. Here's Hasty. The redshirt freshman picks up the 1st down, and he's got speed to burn, folks.
Elusive, quick. Probably about 4 or 5 in the 40, but he's better in a phone booth. You can tell on that last play. Finds the edge and has that little burst to him.
1st down and 10. Hasty again looking. Hasty was named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week after turning in the first 100-yard game of his career at Rice. 14 carries, 105, and a touchdown.
They didn't know exactly what they had with him. Coach Grove knew he wanted to get him carries. He was able to do that, and he established himself.
Russell, that one knocked away. Well defended that time by Richards as he reached around and knocked it down.
I mean, just textbook from Ramon Richards. He breaks on the ball. He's got his right hand that he's going to bring up on the back of Zamora, and then he's going to bat the ball away with his inside hand. Absolutely great football.
3rd down and 8. Russell over the middle this time, and incomplete, but a flag on the play. Intended for Chris Platt.
I didn't think that the linemen were downfield further than 3 yards. Flag came from the umpire.
Holding. Defense, number 79. 10-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
It's Darian Daniels.
So hard to tell, but when they're trying to move up front, sometimes the defensive lineman will grab an offensive lineman and he'll try to drag him with him so that his buddy, the other defensive tackle, can loop around and get to the quarterback. That's what they got caught in on the last play.
1st down and 10 at the 48. Hasty straight ahead. And they'll push the pile forward and get inside the 45.
This offensive line lost 4 starters and is fairly inexperienced, but I feel like they're playing their best football today so far in the first 4 games.
2nd and 7. Hasty following his block. Gets to the 41. Showing some patience. Jordan Burton with the tackle. 3rd and 3. Hasty. Second effort gets him the first down.
They had him stopped. Justin Phillips, number 19, hit him short of the first down marker, but Hasty just kept his feet moving, gets the second effort, and moves the chains.
First down and 10 at the 37 for Baylor. Shock Linwood now in the game at running back. Seth Russell lofting it up. He's got a receiver, KD Cannon, incomplete. It looked like Cannon was held on that play by Richards.
It was either that or he slowed down on his own, but there was something going on at the back end of that route. Ramon Richards, I think, had a hand up, maybe holding one of his arms down, but flag doesn't come out. It certainly looked like it was potential for a big play there, and he was open deep.
Second and 10 at the 37. Quick strike. Caught! Zamora down the sideline. Touchdown! 37 yards. Was that a design play?
If you ask Lynx Hawthorne, he's going to say yes. Glenn Spencer cannot believe it. They had it defended perfectly. Russell tries for the quick strike out to Hawthorne. It goes right through. Look at that. Ramon Richards is right there for the stop. Zamora had stopped. The ball hits him in the chest, and he winds up in the end zone. What an unbelievable break for Baylor.
Does the receiver say Oski as well?
I don't think so. I've never seen that in my life.
Extra point good. Zamora returning from the suspension. 5 catches, 71 yards, and he's getting chewed out by his coach after scoring a touchdown.
He's going into the end zone, and his coaching staff was not happy about it. That's Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator. And as he came off, he pulled him aside and was talking to him, basically shouting at him about trying to keep his composure and not doing something like that. Because what they can't handle is penalties like that in a big game. Plus, this is a guy that's coming back from suspension. They need him to keep his head.
Suspended for the first 3 games of the season after video surfaced of him disciplining his dog. So Ish back, and we talked to Coach Grove, and he said that he firmly understands the mistake that he made, and I think a lot of people understood.
Well, it certainly was in the wrong, and Coach Grove handled it with a 3-game suspension, and after that video, and obviously many people upset about it, as they should be. And let's hope that Ish Zamora has learned his lesson. He paid a fine, has served many hours of community service, and now finds himself back on the field.
He had 9 catches for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns last year. He's got 5 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown in this game. Welcome back. Here's Rudolph. Reverses, throws on the move, and he gets his receiver. That's Veach. And Veach picks up a first down as he piles forward, or plows forward and gains 15.
I mean, great pocket presence from Mason Rudolph right here. He's going to feel the rush on his left, and he spins out, able to locate the wide receiver, basically creates the success of the play on his own with his presence in the pocket. Excellent job there. The NFL scouts are going to love the tape of that play.
Now Barry Sanders checks in for OK State. First and 10 at the 40. Sanders running straight ahead. And Sanders is a Stanford graduate. He played his first college ball at Stanford, transfer as a 5th-year senior, and came back to the school that his dad had a couple of great days at.
I'd say more than a couple. Maybe every single day. It was great for Barry when he was in a Cowboy uniform, and a Lions uniform for that matter.
Second down and 7 at the 43. McCleskey in motion. Rudolph. And he'll just get rid of it.
Clearly a broken play.
The quarterback was out of the pocket, and 47 was in the area.
And as they get the clarification there for no Intentional grounding. Phil Bennett's doing a nice job designing some of these pressures that are confusing the running backs in the tight end position for Oklahoma State. That was a busted play, and Mason Rudolph had to burn the ball at the feet of his tight end.
3rd down and 7 at the 43. We haven't heard James Washington's name. Here's Rudolph over the middle. Caught, and a 1st down for OK State. This time, Chris Lacey, the junior from DeSoto, Texas, with the grab. And on 3rd and 7, he gains 9.
Baylor has rolled all of their coverage over the top of James Washington. That's why we're not seeing or hearing his name called. But what that does is it leaves one-on-one opportunities everywhere else. And right now, Oklahoma State has found a rhythm, and they're winning some of those matchups.
Washington, 2 catches for 26 yards. Remember, he had almost 300 last week at home against Pittsburgh. Rudolph to the sideline. And this time it's Lacey. Back-to-back catches for Chris Lacey.
This pace from Oklahoma State has been just tremendous.
2nd and 2. A handoff to Childs. And Childs would not get the 1st down. Nice tackle by Level Snow.
For Kedrick Vaughns.
With the tackle.
I mean, you know he's tough and aggressive. That's the 2 words that they used to describe him, and he showed it on the last play. Coming up from his corner position, laying a big hit and forcing this opportunity to potentially get off the field.
That'll make it 3rd down and 2 at the 40. Jeff Carr comes in at running back for the Cowboys. And here's a draw play. 1st down, Carr, as he gets deep inside Baylor territory. Finally pulled down at the 28 by Stewart. 11-yard gain.
Just a great design there offensively. It's the little delay, kind of a draw, and what it does is it allows the offensive linemen to set, allow the linebackers to drop, and then they can take off and get up on the linebackers, which they did perfectly for a conversion.
Oklahoma State rotating their running backs. Justice Hill in. 1st and 10 at the 29. Hill. And he'll get to the 24. So Hill has run the ball. Ready Childs, Barry Sanders, Jeff Carr. Taylor Young making the tackle for Baylor.
And you're seeing this Oklahoma State team and Mike Gundy really making an effort. They want to establish the run. They felt like they found something with Rennie Childs, that the offensive line was starting to click against Pitt last week, and here you see it. Play selection, 20 rushes, only 12 passes, and that's with a guy who threw for over 540 yards a week ago.
2nd and 5 at the 24. Hill with even more space and a 1st down. Davion Edwards with the tackle.
And another thing that this does, you're constantly penetrating the middle of that defense with great and efficient runs. And what it's going to do is it's going to force Baylor to change their coverage. Like I said, they've had safeties over the top of these wide receivers all night long, and they're trying to stop the run with just 5 and 6 guys in the box. If they can't do that, they're going to have to drop those safeties, which leaves one-on-one on the outside.
10th play of the drive that started at the Oklahoma State 25. Childs. And Ravion Roy stops it.
I mean, this kid is impressive. Just a true freshman from Spring, Texas. Top 200 recruit nationally. Rated the number 20 recruit among defensive tackles. Also was a basketball player in high school, so you know he's agile, and he showed it on the last play. Big man, 320 pounds, stands 6'2".
Barry Sanders back in at running back for OK State. Rudolph sets up a screen. He's got Sanders, but Sanders goes nowhere. This time it's Levels. Patrick Levels smelled it out and makes the play.
Maybe the most underrated characteristic that you can have, or trait that you can have as a linebacker, is the ability to recognize the screen or diagnose the play. Levels did it beautifully on the last play and was right there to sniff it out and force a long 3rd down opportunity.
Third down and 12 at the 20 for the Cowboys. Empty backfield for Mason Rudolph.
They've got one-on-one coverage down here with James Washington.
Rudolph looks the other way. Underneath, he has McCleskey. First down, Cowboys. A 14-yard gain on 3rd and 12, and Oklahoma State is at the Baylor 5.
I love what Rudolph did there. So Phil Bennett sends everybody, the defensive coordinator from Baylor. They blitzed everybody. As a quarterback, when that happens, you always take your shortest, quickest route. He's got an inside slant. He takes it. First down, Cowboys.
First down and goal at the 6. Childs. And Childs will get inside the 5. Taylor Young.
Taylor Young, so powerful. He's a compact player. Only 5'10", but sits in there at about 230 pounds. A real leader for them. 20 starts coming into the year. He's going to have to start playing a little bit better as Oklahoma State has gotten this run game going.
Second down and goal at the 3. Childs again, looking to get outside. Can he? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Cowboys. Rennie Childs, 5 touchdowns in 2 weeks. And Oklahoma State with a chance to tie this game up at 14.
Gus, there is no substitute for speed. He gets okay blocks on the outside, but right here, it's just jets to the pylon. 2 Baylor players have an opportunity, and he gets in there. Decent block on the outside by 81 Juwan Seals, but now you know why they were so excited about Rennie Childs coming into this week.
Ben Grogan comes in to attempt the extra point. 5:32 to go in the second quarter. $14-14 our score. Oklahoma State goes on a 14-play, 75-yard drive, eating up close to 7 minutes, and the Cowboys are in business.
Good morning.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. 14-14, Rennie Childs getting off to a great start this season. But more importantly, Oklahoma State, in terms of time of possession, 18 minutes to 6 minutes and 30 seconds for Baylor. Tony Nicholson. And Nicholson upended at the 15-yard line. Jordan Stearns with a tackle on special teams. Here comes Seth Russell, ready to lead right after this. As the team enters McLean Stadium, our traditions of the game is sponsored by Dr. Pepper. It's a college football tradition. And our college football tradition here in the booth with me and Joel Klatt is to drink Diet Dr. Pepper. It's nectar from the gods. It's delicious. Baylor running the football as Akim knocks Hasty out of play.
That last drive was exactly what this Oklahoma State defense needed, which was a long rest. It's cooled off considerably since earlier today, but it's still humid, and fatigue could become a factor.
Second down and 8 from the 18 after the 2-yard gain by Jermichael Hasty. Seth Russell will throw it this time. Under pressure, Russell sacked. Vincent Taylor, first man to him, and that's the first sack of the evening for OK State.
Seth Russell was looking to the outside to his right. This is going to be Katie Cannon out there, Lynx Hawthorne. Pretty lazy routes, Gus. I mean, there wasn't a lot of effort there to get open and create space for their quarterback.
Third down and 14. Russell this time lofting one high in the air and incomplete. Some miscommunication. Chris Platt broke it inside, and it looked like Russell was expecting him to go deep. So Baylor will have to punt it away.
And those long drives, another thing that they do is that they take away all the rhythm from the offense because they sit over there. And remember, this Baylor offense, just like Oklahoma State, they want to go fast. They want to set tempo. That's a very rhythmic style of deal. When they sit on the bench, come out, did not look good here on this last series.
Drew Galitz will punt it away in his own end zone. Barry Sanders standing at the 46. End over end kick. Sanders with the fair catch signal and has it at the 43. A 44-yard punt. Now get ready for MLB postseason, where all that matters is October. The NLDS starts October 7th on Fox Sports 1. The defense getting a well-deserved break for Oklahoma State.
This offense doesn't generally allow them that break. This is not a methodical run the ball down the field offense. It's usually quick strike, long passing plays. So this game plan clearly benefiting this Oklahoma State defense.
First down and 10 at the 46. Hill breaks it back with room, and Justice Hill, the redshirt freshman from the legendary Booker T. Washington High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Clay Johnston makes the tackle.
And the adjustment is going to have to start coming from Phil Bennett in this defense. These safeties are going to have to start getting closer to the line of scrimmage in order to stop this run game from Oklahoma State, which is going to allow James Washington to have opportunities down the field and shots taken from Mason Rudolph.
2nd and 1 at the 47. Let's see if they take a shot here. They'll stay on the ground. Justice Hill looking for the first down and has it in. Lost the ball. Flag on the play. Vaughns picks it up.
That ball was definitely out. Clearly a fumble. I thought the flag was going to be behind the line of scrimmage for a hold on 77, Victor Saleko.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 77. The penalty is declined, result of the play. Fumble recovery by Baylor, first down.
So turnovers a big story, 2 apiece.
And Saleko 77, he's working against Clay Johnston, and right here he grabs the face mask. Very clear, the flag comes out, and then Justice Hill on the outside. That ball just gets picked out of his arm. Boy, what an excellent play on the outside from 27 for Kedrick Vaughns, who's had quite the night so far early in this first half. Just a sophomore, played 11 games as a reserve defensive back a year ago, but has come up big so far here for Baylor.
First down and 10 at the 46 now for the Bears. Terrence Williams in at running back for Baylor. Here's Williams, and he gets blasted at midfield. Devontae Averett and Ashton Lampkin combining on the tackle. A 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Russell running the ball with space. Russell trying to turn it up and does as he picks up a first down. Derek Moncrief stops him from getting into the end zone.
That defensive end comes way down the line of scrimmage. Great read from Russell. Pulls the ball out, gets upfield.
Russell now fires. Katie Cannon wearing number 1 tonight in honor of his buddy Corey Coleman, who wore number 1 last year at Baylor and who broke his hand this week with the Cleveland Browns. Second and 10 at the 38.
Now they'll slow down, look over for an adjustment from Kendall Briles.
Russell up the sideline. Zamora goes up high, has it, and tiptoes into the end zone for a 38-yard touchdown. Welcome back, Ish. 6 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Maybe that's why they were off to a slow start at first quarter.
Well, they needed someone opposite of KD Cannon, who was carrying the load for them in the first 3 games. But this is just straight one-on-one. My guy is better than yours. Working against Lindsey Pipkins, and Pipkins just can't get quite high enough to bat that ball away.
Extra point is good for Connor Martin. 2:41 to play in the second quarter. Ish Zamora
It's here. The amazing new iPhone everyone's excited about. And T-Mobile is the best place to get it. Your
big body guy, athletic, can go upstairs and get it. Working against corners, Lindsey Pipkins, 6 foot. Ashton Lampkin, also 6 foot. So a clear advantage there for Zamora on the outside.
And he didn't point this time.
He learned his lesson. Teachable moments, Gus. Teachable moments.
Barry Sanders, Jeff Carr back deep. Galen sends it away. This is Barry Sanders from the 1. And he'll get to the 20. Make it the 21-yard line. Let's go to Los Angeles and check in with Mike Hill.
His daddy won the Heisman. We probably know who the front runner is this year. Lamar Jackson, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. 6 TDs so far against Marshall. 4 passing, 2 running. 24 in just over 3.5 games this season. Louisville rolling 42-7 in the 3rd.
So that's
Did he say 6 touchdowns?
Well, accounted for, and he had 18 coming in. So now 24 touchdowns in 4 games accounted for. Is this Tecmo Super Bowl again?
It looks like it. Tecmo Bowl.
My goodness. This kid is on fire.
First down and 10 at the 21.
Gundy wants a timeout.
Prior to the snap, Oklahoma State calls their 2nd timeout of the half, 60-second timeout.
Taking my time on my ride. Taking my time.
Stop. With that box, you'll be the first to win PlayStation VR. Player 1. Soon, it spreads like wildfire. Humanity becomes so plugged in, we never see them coming. That's why I was sent back to stop you.
Oh, hey, I won.
Right.
The future of gaming starts at Taco Bell. Grab any $5 box and you can be one of the first to win PlayStation VR.
And don't forget, the State Farm Halftime Show is coming up with highlights and analysis of this game and lots more. Big day of college football. 1st and 10 at the 21 for Mason Rudolph and the Cowboys. Rudolph to throw it, looking deep. In double coverage, James Washington, no. This time it's Jawan Seals who had broken open late. But that ball off the mark.
Man, great coverage down the field. And another thing that is always so crucial when defending these big explosive wide receivers is that you've got to disrupt the timing of the quarterback, and that defensive front 7 was able to get to Rudolph and make him throw it before he wanted to on the last play. So a great job by that front 3 disrupting the timing.
2nd down and 10. Oklahoma State with 1 timeout left. Barry Sanders in the backfield. Delayed handoff to Sanders. And Sanders lost the ball but picked up. Blake Jarwin, Johnny on the spot.
Looked like that ball came out really late, like he might have been down anyways. I don't think it was going to give them an advantage. Maybe they pick up 1 yard. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up reviewing this, move it back to the spot of the fumble. But as it stands, another 3rd down here for the Cowboys.
3rd down and 3. Oklahoma State 6 of 8 on 3rd down conversions from the 28. And a handoff to Childs, looking for the 1st down, and he won't get it. Great job by Taylor Young.
Here's Young, and what he's going to do is he's going to come and then scrape across. This is perfect. Fundamental play from the linebacker. He didn't commit himself into the line of scrimmage. He slid down, makes the tackle.
Baylor with a 7-point lead, ready to get the football back again. With 1:39 remaining, Zach Seiner punting it away. End over end. And it's finally downed at the 33-yard line. And don't forget to check out Breaking the Huddle with Joel Klatt on Facebook, live every Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, sponsored by Dr. Pepper. What do you got this week, Joel?
Well, we'll be breaking everything down. I'm sure we're going to talk about that ending in Auburn. Les Miles doing a little less Miles does at certain times. And Lamar Jackson, Heisman conversation. We'll be having all sorts of college football discussion on Tuesday night.
First down and 10 at the 33. Russell, 11 of 19, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. And here's Russell running the ball. Russell looking for a block, and he slides down as he crosses the 45.
Excellent decision from Seth Russell on the zone read. They're not concerned about him as a runner because he hasn't shown the aggressiveness in the first 3 games, but he's hurting Oklahoma State here.
13-yard gain. Russell to throw it this time. And caught at the Oklahoma State 45 by Chris Platt, close to a first down. And it looks like they're going to give it to him.
Man, such a big drive in the course of this game, Gus. Up 7. Baylor's got a chance to really distance themselves here.
Baylor with 2 timeouts remaining. Terrence Williams and Jarrell Owens stops the progress. So Baylor now will use their second timeout. 59 seconds to play in the first half. 7-point game.
Oh, right. State Farm.
21-14 Baylor. 59 seconds to go in the first half. Bears with 1 timeout left. Remember, we started this game and then lightning started to strike, and we had a 1 hour and 20-minute delay because of lightning. 2nd and 9 at the 43. Baylor with 301 yards of offense in 9 minutes of possession. Russell going for it all. KD Cannon, and incomplete.
Trey Flowers played that beautifully, number 31, the safety. They were faking a deep post, and then he actually curves the route. Watch KD Cannon, number 1. He's going, and then he straightens up and tries to go straight deep. Excellent adjustment from Trey Flowers. Stays with him step for step. They have an inability to adjust on that ball and get a completion.
3rd down and 9 at the 43. Hasty. Nothing.
Wow. Interesting play call. 50 seconds, 1 timeout, 3rd and 9, and they just hand the ball off. Certainly too long for a field goal here. I don't think that you would want to go for it. I think they would want to burn the clock down as much as they can. And Oklahoma State does a smart thing. Timeout from the bench, try to save some time and force Baylor to punt this ball to him.
Mike Gundy, 49 years old. Can you believe it? 9 years ago, he made the infamous speech.
I'm just waiting for when he turns 50.
Uh-oh.
And then what that is going to be like.
But you know, he's wearing a new do nowadays. He's wearing a mullet. Throwback. Let's take a look back at that speech.
3/4 of this is inaccurate. Had to have been written by a person that doesn't have a child. If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. So get your facts straight. That's all I got to say. Makes me want to.
Can you imagine what that's going to be like when he turns 50?
Whoa. But he's a calmer, cooler Coach Gundy nowadays.
The best story he tells is about, he's hearing someone reenact that like he does probably
at the
schoolyard. At the schoolyard, and then he realizes it's his own son. His own son was given the 40 speech.
Gavin, Gage, and Gunner. This ball. And it will be down on the quick kick. But it gets into the end zone for touchback.
Smart play call there. What you're doing is you're forcing Oklahoma State to cover your formation when you don't put the punt team out there. Clearly, that's a touchback. Excellent call there by the officials, standing right there all over it. But what you're doing is you're preventing the possibility of a return by quick kicking it with your quarterback rather than putting the punt team out there and then Most likely Barry Sanders would have been back there at the 5 to return that kick.
Oklahoma State coming back on the field with 24 seconds remaining. And it looks like they'll take a knee. Oklahoma State will get the ball to start the second half. 21-14, Baylor. 7-point lead at halftime, but the Cowboys will have it to start the second. After a 1 hour and 20-minute lightning delay. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
Well, Coach Grove, you've had some explosive plays in this first half that have resulted in scores, but outside of those, what have you seen from your offense?
Well, I think, you know, we've done some really good things, and we've made some mistakes. I think defense has hung in there. We had the bad special teams play that gave them a touchdown. But I think our kids are playing hard, and that's what we got to have.
Oklahoma State has really stuck to their run game. They've created some rhythm. What was the key in being disruptive to that in that last series?
Well, I think the thing we've got to do is we've got to do a better job. We're not getting under some blocks that we typically would. We got to try to make them bounce their running plays sideways instead of letting them go north-south.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
2 first-half touchdowns for Ish Zamora, and Baylor has a 21-14 lead over Oklahoma State. Right now, Oklahoma State will get the football to start the second half. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. And after a 1 hour and 20-minute lightning delay, when these two teams finally got on the field, there was some lightning and thunder. And we came into the game, Joel, talking about James Washington and K.D. Cannon as the two great wide receivers. Well, they have a combined 5 catches for 44 yards. Ish Zamora, welcome back, Ish.
Well, first game back after the suspension, and they're taking advantage of his height. 6'4" on the outside, very athletic, and the smaller corners for Oklahoma State. They just haven't had the answer for Ishmael Zamora. On the flip side, James Washington has not been able to get going because of the coverage that Baylor has had on him. They have had 2 guys at a minimum hovering around James Washington the entire night. Of course, this is the guy that goes for 297 yards receiving a week ago against Pitt, and Baylor is bound and determined that that is not going to happen tonight. They're doing an excellent job of locating him in the formation and then following wherever he goes in the route concept.
So Oklahoma State ready to receive. To start this second half, there's James Washington. Let's see if he becomes more active in this second half. And this one into the end zone for a touchback. Let's go downstairs to Shannon.
Well, guys, I asked Mike Gundy about defending Zamora, and he said, we just have to clean up our timing. He said, we cannot afford to give up the big play in this game offensively. He said that balance is something they're going to stick with. It's interesting because earlier in the week, he said we're just an average running game, but he will continue to stick with the run game to find that balance. But he said, we just can't turn the ball over.
All right, thank you. Justice Hill, 10 carries, 34 yards. Rennie Childs, 11 carries, 26 yards. And Jeff Carr, 1 carry, 11 yards. You take a look at the Verizon first half stats. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Oklahoma State. Justice Hill in the game. And Rudolph bobbles it, throws on the run, and just almost throws an interception. Wow, Tion Wright just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, that's one that Mason Rudolph has enough experience to know that he's got to throw that ball completely out of bounds. He's trying to throw it away. It doesn't get there. Tion Wright's going to have the foot in bounds. He actually looks down for the sideline rather than just securing the football. That one would have been 1st and 10 Bears.
Rudolph in the first half, 12 of 15, 112 yards, no touchdowns. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Rudolph, he's got a receiver wide open up the middle, can't find him. Instead, it's Washington. And Tion Wright covering.
Wide receiver you were talking about was Blake Jarwin. He's going to come right here from his tight end spot. And he was open. Rudolph didn't pull the trigger, and he's got to try to force it over to James Washington. And now Baylor on the first series here in the second half has an opportunity to force a kick on this 3rd down.
3rd down and 3 at the 32. Rennie Childs in the game at running back. Rudolph. Sideline. Caught. First down. Juwan Seals.
I love what Rudolph does here. He buys himself a little time after the fake. He's going to buy himself some time. He's wanting to throw that out to Seals, but you see that hop backwards? He gets himself some space. Then he's able to release the ball, and that strong arm gets it all the way on the outside for the conversion.
A 7-yard gain on 3rd and 3. First down at the 39 for OK State. Opening series of the second half. Childs breaks it back. Crosses the 40 and gets up to the 43.
They just have not had any opportunity to force the ball down the field to James Washington. He's such a threat. And this game plan from Phil Bennett and the Baylor defense is very clear. If Oklahoma State is going to win this game, they're going to have to do it on the ground because James Washington is not going to get loose down the field. Look, two players over James Washington.
Washington 3 catches, 33 yards. Childs with a lot of running room. Oh, nice open field tackle by Orion Stewart, who was almost ejected from this game in the first half because of targeting.
Penalty came out, went to review. The replay officials kept him in this ball game and makes a great open field tackle there. Hard to do, and it's a talent that a lot of players in college football lack, but Stewart is able to get the ball carrier to the ground there.
Oklahoma State 7 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard. Hill, first down.
Justice Hill was the top running back out of the state of Oklahoma a couple of years ago. He's a redshirt freshman from Tulsa. He's explosive, and he's an athlete that has really solid vision out of the backfield. I thought coaches telling us that he was so impressive in fall camp is what is earning him some of these crucial carries here in Big 12 conference play.
First down at the Baylor 49 for the Cowboys. Hill. And this time he runs into a number of green jerseys led by Xavier Jones.
You know, Jones gets the tackle, but it's really Bravion Roy, number 95, who makes the play, because this big old true freshman, 320 pounds, just stood up the sitter, Brad Lundblade, number 71, and that's what forced the back, Justice Hill, to have to adjust into the arms of the tackler.
Second down and 9. Barry Sanders in now. Play fake. Rudolph scrambles out of the pocket. Throws on the move. And incomplete. He had his receiver, Jalen McCleskey, but that ball dislodged. Trayvon Blanchard has had an outstanding night.
They want Washington again, but the Baylor defense, they're not even reading the run. Those two players that are over James Washington are just blanketing him. Rudolph wanted to go there, then he has to leave the pocket. You got to give Baylor a lot of credit because the other 9 players are doing a heck of a job against this Oklahoma State offense as they're committing to stop James Washington.
Third down, 9 at the 48. Rudolph looks towards Washington. Washington on the sideline with the grab, and he gets thrown out of bounds at the 31. Tion Wright ushers him out of play after the 13-yard gain.
I really like the moxie there from Mason Rudolph. It looks like an easy completion, but what he did is he realized that for the first time in this second half, he was singled up. James Washington had one-on-one coverage. He drops him out, finds an easy completion, and moves the chains.
First down and 10 at the 35. And they'll run it. Stoner on the end around. Dylan Stoner, freshman from Jenks High School in Tulsa. Xavier Jones, Jamie Jacobs combining on the tackle.
This defense now been out on the field for 4.5 minutes. Got some hands on the hips as this drive has strung out over 10 plays.
Actually, it's the 11th play of the drive. that started at the Oklahoma State 25, 2nd and 6. Rudolph looking up the sideline for Sanders. And incomplete, out of bounds. Good coverage by Levels. Running stride for stride, Patrick Levels.
Levels did exactly what you're coached to do, and that's use the sideline as an extra defender. He forced Sanders all the way to the sideline, and at that point, when your wide receiver is running right next to the sideline with a defender on his inside, Gus, as a quarterback, there's nowhere to throw the ball. Rudolph recognized that, tried to put it on his outside, but it ends up out of bounds.
So that makes it 3rd down and 6 at the 31. Cowboys need to go to the Baylor 25 for a 1st down. Delayed handoff. Childs bottled up. Probing. Childs. Face mask coming up. As Childs goes out of bounds at the 30.
They're going to get Ira Lewis, it looks like, number 97.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 97. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
In the open field, Ira Lewis tries to go up high rather than tackling through the body, pulls that face mask all the way down. I know Phil Bennett's upset about it, but that is a clear face mask and an excellent call by the official.
1st down and 10 of the 15 now for Oklahoma State. Cowboys methodical on their opening series of the 2nd half. Justice Hill. And Avion Edwards, the middle linebacker, with the tackle.
Boy, these linebackers have played well for Baylor tonight, haven't they?
They certainly have.
Edwards, we've seen Taylor Young in on quite a few plays, and then Patrick Levels and Trayvon Blanchard have each been involved on several stops in the open field. Blanchard in particular, I feel like, number 48 right in your screen. He's probably been the best of them all. He's been outstanding tonight from his outside linebacker spot.
2nd and 8 at the Baylor 13. Rudolph wants to throw it. Oh, Rudolph gobbled up by Patrick Levels. I'll tell you what, this kid, a senior from Dallas Roosevelt High School, is off to a terrific start to his season.
Sometimes it's that urgency of your last year. Here's a guy who graduates in December, a degree in health and kinesiology, plus leisure studies. Don't know exactly what leisure studies is, but it's not leisure right there. This guy is athletic and forceful on the outside.
3rd down, 10 at the 15. Washington in motion now. They're moving to the other side. Rudolph drops it off underneath. McCleskey. McCleskey still on his feet. 1st down, Cowboys. Great effort after the catch by Jalen McCleskey on 3rd and 10. He gets 12.
And he had a couple of great blocks down the field from his fellow wide receivers. Almost acts as a screen play, even though he's past the line of scrimmage. They have to be careful not to contact the defenders until that ball is caught. But Seals 81 in particular with a great block, as well as number 28, James Washington.
1st down and goal at the 3 for Oklahoma State. 16th play of the drive. Childs straight ahead, touchdown, Pokes. 6 touchdowns in 2 weeks for Rennie Childs.
There's always going to be an unblocked player in a goal line situation. This time, after 86, Zach Veach blocks the defensive end. It's the outside linebacker. And Rennie Childs handles it. As a running back, you have to know that's the case. There's going to be an unblocked defender, and he beats him to the end zone.
7:46 to play in the 3rd quarter. Here's Ben Grogan. And we're tied. Oklahoma State has had 14 and 16 play touchdown drives. This one ties the game.
haggling around. I got just the thing. A KFC $20 fill-up, now with extra crispy tenders.
Rudolph, he's got a chance to go pretty high in the draft, maybe in the top 2 rounds. And then K.D. Cannon, we'll see with his speed what he's able to do. Call 1-800-SPRINT-1 or visit sprint.com to switch today.
Tony Nicholson, the deep man, he'll start from the 10-yard line. And Nicholson gets up to the 20. Richards with the tackle on special team. Here comes Seth Russell. 21 apiece. Baylor and Oklahoma State, and there is a flag on the play. So before we go to commercial, let's sort it out.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team number 38. Half the distance to the goal. Baylor keeps the ball. First down. Timeout.
So that's Jordan Williams called for the personal foul.
Huge game. And, you know, the way all these teams in the Big 12 have played so far to open this season, I mean, it is anybody's game in this conference this year.
Texas at Oklahoma State next week. First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Opening series of the second half for Baylor. And they'll run Terrence Williams straight ahead. Chad Whitener, first man to him. So for Seth Russell in that first half, he was 12 of 21, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Sacked once.
Got fortunate on the 1 touchdown pass, went right through Hawthorne's hands. Fell to Zamora, who ran in for the touchdown, but overall really clean half and got his legs going. Ran the ball very well in the first half.
Russell 5 carries for 55 yards. He'll throw it here. Up the sideline, he's got a receiver. Wide open. Watch out. Chris Platt. Touchdown Bears. 89 yards.
These wide formations, the wide receiver all the way on the outside of the number, Chris Platt, and he's going to double move. Just a great route. He gets Lampkin to bite, Ashton Lampkin, number 6, and then he's gone. Great speed from Chris Platt, who runs 4.4 in the 40. He's also incredibly explosive, can vertical jump 40 inches, and he just takes off down the sideline.
Connor Martin in to attempt the extra point. It's good. Chris Platt also on Baylor's 4x400 team at the 2015 NCAAs. Big time touchdown here. Bears back on top. And we're looking into why he's not in uniform. Barry Sanders, Jeff Carr back deep. This one goes into the end zone. Let's check in with Mike Hill in Los Angeles.
They got drama in Pasadena, Stanford, UCLA. Card down 13-9 under 30 seconds left. Ryan Burns to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Foot down, touchdown. They added a fumble return for a touchdown on the last play of the game, and that final now, 22-13, Cardinals survive.
Wow. Stanford was 5-0 against UCLA since Mora got to UCLA coming into this game, and then they come all the way back. They didn't score a touchdown until late. It was 13-9 for quite a while. McCaffrey, by the way, 26 rushes, 138 yards in that ball game.
First down and 10 at the 25. Jeff Carr. Flag on the play as Carr crosses the 35 up to the 37. Greg Roberts with the tackle.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 60 and 56. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
That's a right guard, Larry Williams, 56, and the right tackle, Zach Crabtree, 60.
Let's check out our KFC stat comparison, and it's been tale of two games. Last week against Pitt, high octane, high strike, quick strike offense, only 21 minutes of time of possession for Oklahoma State. This week, they've had to methodically drive the ball down the field. They've already held the ball for 27-28 in this ball game.
1st and 22. Rudolph. Incomplete. Ball intended for Chris Lacey. Let's check in with Shannon.
Well, Gus, checking in with Mike Sims, the athletic trainer for Baylor. He confirmed that Katie Cannon has a muscle strain. Would not identify where that strain is, but said it happened towards the end of the first half. Wish I had more info for you guys. That's about all we're getting.
And you wonder why Katie Cannon wasn't selling out on all of his routes. Now we understand.
He came up a little short. Looked like he didn't run through that fade route into the end zone, and that clearly was a factor going back to that first half. You're exactly right.
2nd and 22. The handoff to Childs. And Childs a couple. Taylor Young calls him down. Baylor defense getting hungry now.
It's Young that gets the tackle, but check out our guy, Gus. It's number 21, Patrick Levels, who makes Childs hop and jump over the sidelines, and then he gets back in on the tackle. Patrick Levels has played superb football tonight.
3rd down and 20. Rudolph over the middle and caught by McCleskey. 1st down, Oklahoma State.
That is a big time throw. That was a small window to fit the football. The safety's coming over. That was 48, Trayvon Blanchard, and he just gets it in there to Jalen McCleskey. I mean, arm strength down the field, a huge conversion on 3rd and long.
McCleskey 4 catches for 56 yards. A 21-yard gain. 1st down. Rudolph looking all day to throw the ball. Look at this. Now Rudolph flushed out and caught again by McCleskey. That offensive line for Oklahoma State doing an incredible job protecting their quarterback.
And all 3 Baylor defensive linemen now coming off the field because they're too tired. All that time, you're going to find somebody open. That's too long to cover in the back end. And I love what McCleskey did is he worked back to the quarterback, got on the same level, and found himself open for a completion down the field.
Back-to-back 21-yard gains for McCleskey. 1st and 10 at the 43. Rudolph starting to really warm up now. He hands it off to Hill. Running downhill. And Justice Hill. Stopped by Avion Edwards, but he's close to a 1st down.
And you see what happens when you get some 1st downs. That first-team defensive line, Gus, had to come out of the game. You get backup defensive linemen in the game for Baylor, and then you can start running the ball.
Timeout on the field called by the Bears, 28-21.
Seconds, but they've been explosive with it. And really the guy who's come out here and burst onto the scene is Ishmael Zamora. 6 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Right now, Oklahoma State, though, with the ball at the Baylor 33, 1st down and 10. Childs, and the reverse. They're going to throw it. Up the sideline. Caught McCleskey, and he lost it.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass.
You got to give a lot of credit to McCleskey, who adjusted on that ball to try to even get the completion as he was being covered down the field by 28. That's Orion Stewart, the senior from Waco. But it was just defended so well. This Baylor secondary is just playing outstanding ball. They haven't been confused, and they've been in the right spot every single snap.
2nd and 10 at the 33. Jeff Carr in now at running back. Rudolph. Far side. Oh, beautiful throw. On time. Chris Lacey came out of his break and the ball was there.
People have no idea how hard that throw is. I know he was wide open. It wasn't a tight window throw, but that's the opposite hash mark. Remember, these are not NFL hash marks that are nice and tight. You're all the way across the field. He's throwing it deep down the field on an out-breaking route outside of the numbers. Big-time throw from Mason Rudolph.
Gain of 15, 1st and 10 of the 18. Veach at fullback. They'll give it to Carr. And Carr dropped immediately by Trayvon Blanchard.
Here's he coming from the outside linebacker position. He sneaks up, and then he just takes off, jumps the snap count. That's part of the problem that I see with so much shotgun offense, is that you can't use a cadence or a verbal cadence. Everyone's just clapping. Well, by the time you get into the 3rd and 4th quarter, the defense understands the rhythm of that clapping motion to get the snap, and they can jump it and get in the backfield like they did there.
2nd down and 11 at the 19. Justice Hill breaks it back with space. Hill, nice stiff arm, and he goes out of bounds inside the 15 in front of Stewart. I think they've been using a running back by committee system at Oklahoma State, and it's working well for him.
It is. Rennie Childs, we've seen him run very well. I feel like Justice Hill gives him a little bit more burst. We've seen him get to the outside a couple of times, displays a great stiff arm on the last play, and creates this more manageable 3rd down opportunity.
3rd and 5, 10th play of the drive that started at the Oklahoma State 25.
Finally got Washington singled up.
They give it to Hill. Hill down to the 11, 2-yard pickup.
That was clearly Mike Gundy telling Mike Yurcich, the offensive coordinator, hey, you got 2 downs here. We're going for it on 4th down. So he calls the run play to try to get him closer to the sticks. And now he comes up. Well, never mind. Now he's going to go kick it. Now I'm confused about the play call. 3rd and 5 with Mason Rudolph. I don't understand handing the ball off there unless you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Van Grogan comes in to attempt a 28-yarder. He missed a 45-yarder. Got it down, up, and good. 2:13 to go. 3rd quarter, 28-20.
Baylor has been so explosive on offense, scoring 28 points in just 10 minutes. Well over 300 yards of offense.
Matt Amendola will send it away. Tony Nicholson, the deep man for Baylor. And he'll get a shot from the 5. And wrapped up at the 15.
Great coverage.
Look out. Zorn is here, and he's going to slay Fox Sundays. TV's most original new comedy is being called really funny and hilariously weird. Son of Zorn comes to conquer tonight after The Simpsons on Fox.
Now this team been talking about their explosiveness. Baylor has touchdowns from 23 yards out, 37 yards out, 38, and 89. So they've been quick strike tonight as you take a look at some of the offensive leaders, including Ishmael Zamora with those 6 catches for 109 yards and 2 TDs.
Bears will start at their own 15. Russell pulls it out, tracked down from behind and taken down at the 19-yard line by Jarrell Owens. And Owens is hurt.
Officials timeout for injured player.
Owens falling awkwardly as he made the tackle. Sophomore from Palestine, Texas.
Had great experience from a year ago. Played in every single game. Had 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. He was chasing down Seth Russell. You can see that right arm and right elbow just gets caught up underneath. He was holding it close to his body there as he came up.
So a 4-yard gain for Russell as Owens takes a seat on the Cowboy bench. 2nd and 6 at the 19. Terrence Williams jitterbugging through the hole across the 20. Averett, first man to him.
These situations, Baylor loves those inside breaking routes off of the play action.
3rd down and 2. And they snap it directly to Williams. And he won't get the first down. Great defense by Oklahoma State. Chad Whitener, Jordan Burton, the 2 men in the middle at linebacker.
You're also going to get a great play here from Walter Sheed, who stands up the end and he forces that ball back inside of him, and then the linebackers were unblocked.
Baylor on 4th down, going for it, and they may have been turned away. What a decision by Jim Grove to go for it on 4th down inside their own 25. Cole Waltersheed and Chad Whitener combining on the tackle. Oklahoma State thinks they stopped them.
I think they did. It looks like they're going to have to at least get that ball to the yard line. It looks like the official sticks on the far side are right at the 25.
And Oklahoma State stops them.
Short on the line game. 1st down, Oklahoma State.
Boy, that is just...
why would he do that?
That is a critical mistake. There is no reason up 4 at the end of the 3rd quarter to go for it on 4th down, this deep in your own territory. And Cole Waltersheed with just the stop of the night. What a job from his defensive end position. And also Baylor tried to go so fast as Glenn Spencer is pumped up for his defense, the defensive coordinator. They tried to go so fast, they were almost a bit confused. Didn't get aligned properly. And that is a mistake from the coaching staff for Baylor.
Oklahoma State at the Baylor 24. Here's a handoff to Childs, trying to get outside, nothing doing. Great pressure led by Blanchard. Avion Edwards comes over to finish him up.
The edge players on the defensive front, Travion Blanchard, Avion Edwards, Patrick Levels, they've been so good. Oklahoma State has not had much success trying to run on the outside. The success that they've had has been really between the tackles, getting downhill with their run game, but now they're backed up at 2nd and 15, Gus.
Closing moments of the 3rd quarter, a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Rudolph to throw it. Rudolph steps up and is sacked. Pressure coming around the corner from Avion Edwards. 3rd sack of the night for the Bears. And that's the end. Geico. Start of the 4th quarter. 4-point game, 28-24. Baylor, Oklahoma State faced with a 3rd down and 23 at the Baylor 37. Mason Rudolph, the quarterback for Oklahoma State, has been excellent. Here's Rudolph. Flushed out of the pocket with a lot of running room. Turns it up. Rudolph at the 20. Lowers his head. Dives and picks up the 1st down. This kid is tough. From Rock Hill, South Carolina. A 26-yard gain on 3rd and 23.
Along with that toughness comes the intelligence to know that with man-to-man coverage and 2 safeties deep, Gus, it's called cover 2 man. Man underneath, 2 safeties deep, nobody for the quarterback. He becomes the most dangerous offensive player on the field, and he uses his feet for a conversion.
So 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line for OK State. Rudolph hands it off to Sanders. Sanders can't get around the corner and is knocked out of bounds.
This side-to-side running game, trying to get to the outside, is not working. Baylor is undersized on defense, but they're incredibly athletic and quick, in particular on the edges. It has not worked all night long. Taylor Young, Travion Blanchard, they've done excellent work. What Oklahoma State needs to get back to, if they want to continue to run the ball, is going straight downhill in between the tackles and in between the guards at the middle of that defense.
2nd down at 14. Rudolph throws the fade in the corner. Incomplete, broken up by guess who? For Kedrick Vaughns has been showing out tonight. James Washington had two hands on the ball, but Vaughns knocks it out of his hands.
Every time Washington's had one-on-one coverage, they've gone to him. Rudolph recognizes that Vaughns is locked on man-to-man against the great James Washington, and Vaughns comes up with a great play. He goes right through his hands at the catch point. That's textbook corner play.
3rd down and 14. Oklahoma State needs to go to the Baylor 2 for a 1st down. Rudolph steps up, runs it again. Tries to get to the marker, still on his feet. Rudolph out of bounds at around the 4. Just inside the 4. So now Coach Gundy has a decision to make. Does he go for it on 4th down and maybe 2?
There's so much time left. This comes down to how much faith he's got in his defense. Jim Grove, a huge mistake on the previous series offensively, goes for it on 4th down, gives Oklahoma State a short field, and Mike Gundy wants to capitalize on that with a touchdown, not a field goal.
4th down and 2 at the 4. They're going for it, and now a timeout. Baylor, Oklahoma State with a big decision to make. Faced with a 4th down and 2 at the Baylor 4-yard line. Do you go for it, Joel?
Well, there's two lines of thought here. Is that Jim Grove made a mistake, gave you a short field, and you have to make him pay with points. So take the 3 that you would essentially have right now, or you want to make him pay for a touchdown with a touchdown and get the ball in the end zone.
Remember, Oklahoma State can still get a 1st down.
That's why I'd use a hard count here, try to draw him offside.
Mason Rudolph snaps it. Childs bottled up. I don't think so. Rennie Childs did not get there, and Baylor holds. A great surge from the middle of that Baylor defensive line. Knocked Childs backwards. KJ Smith in on the play.
You got to win at the line of scrimmage, and the defensive line from Baylor definitely did that. Bravion Roy was in there. He got great push. Lundblade, the center for Oklahoma State, was not able to win at the point of attack. And as he gets stood up, that's exactly where Childs runs into. He runs into the back of his own player, stops his momentum. What a huge turn of events there, as Oklahoma State is unable to capitalize on a serious coaching error from Baylor.
So the Bears take over at their own 3. JaMychal Hasty in the game at running back, the freshman. Hasty. And he'll be tackled for a loss. Nicely done. Jordan Burton and Averett combining on the tackle.
I'll tell you, Averett has played very well from that linebacker spot. He arrived prior to the 2014 season. He's been a huge contributor for him.
Over the middle, ball caught. Feuerbacher, a big gain and a 1st down as he gets to the 19-yard line.
From the backfield, so easy after that run fake. Wide open.
Russell again to throw. Laces one over the middle, and it's caught by Quan Jones, but he drops it.
Quan getting some playing time here. Remember, KD Cannon, but 24 catches coming into this game with 350 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. Not in the game, in street clothes, suffering from a strain of some sort. And so some other wide receivers now getting some time, and Quan Jones, who was wide open, unable to haul that Seth Russell pass in.
Trey Flowers, the injured Cowboy.
Flowers has played really well tonight. You know, they've given up some big plays, but all in all, this Oklahoma State defense, if you said you were going to come into Baylor, into Waco, They were only going to have 28 points here in the fourth quarter. I think they would take it. And the secondary certainly has done their job for most of the night, save for a couple of big plays. As
now they're really high on both of their backup safeties. Derek Moncrief comes in. Also Kenneth Edison Magruder. They like him.
Moncrief is an Auburn transfer.
2nd and 10. Oklahoma State showing the blitz. Russell. Call.
Got to change your defensive play call now. What you can't allow them to do is change the play and take advantage of what you wanted to do. Fully expect Oklahoma State to back out of this blitz.
And they do. And Russell wants to run it. And Seth Russell gets to the 21. A 4-yard gain will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Well, Russell has been a willing runner tonight. That was one of the questions I had after that neck injury a year ago. And he's been a willing runner. He's found some open grass at times. Not quite the same explosiveness that he had a year ago.
And the handoff, Hasty outside, and he won't get the first down. Nice tackle by Jordan Stearns and Ramon Richards.
Open field tackling. So critical in this day and age, in particular against Baylor. And Jordan Stern, just an outstanding job bringing a very quick and slippery running back, Jermichael Hasty, down in the open field.
Drew Galitz comes in to punt it away from the 10. Barry Sanders, a deep man. He's standing at his own 33. Ball takes a bounce and goes out of, goes dead inside the 25. Nice punt by Galitz, 53 yards. Oklahoma State's offense coming back on the field. Can James Washington?
Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey and Stanford getting a big come from behind victory tonight at UCLA. But I think Lamar Jackson right now, clear leader here in the early part of the season. Donnell Pumphrey, I don't think he gets enough credit. San Diego State's all-time leading rusher. He's a tremendous player. JT Barrett's put himself in this. And don't forget about Jabril Peppers from the defensive side. He's a phenomenal player there for the Wolverines.
First down and 10 of the 23. Jeff Carr in the backfield. Rudolph with the quick dump off, and he finds Zach Veach. Fullbacks have done a nice job catching the ball tonight. Lake Jarwin and Zach Veach.
They've had to find other offensive weapons because of what Baylor has done, taking away James Washington. So we've seen the tight ends and the fullbacks be more involved in the offense than they have before, and Oklahoma State having to rely on their run game more than they have in the past.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 at the 29. Justice Hill straight away. And first down, Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State has been able to come up with some big drives in this game as you take a look at James Washington on the sideline right now.
He ran a deep go route on first down, came out there for 2nd down. But as I was saying before in the last drive, because that's the style of run game that they've been more successful with, is what they had there on the last play when they're downhill. Last week, of course, Washington, the huge week, 296. Tonight, just unable to get things going because of that defensive structure.
First down. Rudolph. Sets, goes deep, looking for Washington. Incomplete. He was double covered. Vaughns and Stewart right there.
It is so dangerous to throw a double move route, and you see the move right there from Washington, into a deep safety look, and that's why Stewart was right there. I mean, he had a great chance, and that probably should have intercepted. In fact, it hits him right in the chest. He's got to come down with that. As Rudolph made a clear mistake there, putting the ball up for grabs here in the fourth quarter.
2nd down and 10 at the 36. They fake the reverse. Justice Hill running over people and picks up a first down. Orion Stewart had to hang on, but Justice Hill, the redshirt freshman, showing his power as he gains 12.
And there's that straight ahead run game and scheme that they've been successful with here tonight. And Justice Hill, you can just see his confidence growing and growing as this ball game goes along.
18 carries, 71 yards. 1st and 10. Hill again. with a blocker. Hill down the sideline. Hill bursts his speed, cuts it inside, all the way down inside the Baylor 15. 39 yards, and he's over 100.
This block on the outside, Zach Crabtree, that's the one that gets him. It's called a hook block. He gets the edge set, and then Hill takes off, and you see the speed and explosiveness down the sideline. Best run play by a wide margin tonight for Oklahoma State there. So we've got a Baylor player injured down on the far side.
After 162 games, the only thing that matters now is October.
It's 28-24 Baylor. Let's go to LA for a game break.
All right, Gus, SEC battle in Arlington. Number 10, Texas A&M. Number 17, Arkansas, tied at 17 in the third until Trevor Knight found Josh Reynolds, who beat the corner. Safety's not going to help. 92 yards later, he's in the end zone for 6. Aggies in front 24-17 in the fourth. Joel, Gus, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. For Kendrick Vaughn's walked off the field on his own for Baylor. 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's a handoff to Hill again. Over 100 yards, and Justice Hill almost broke it, but did pick up the first down.
That ball came loose late.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier is down by rule. 1st and goal.
Steps out of a tackle right there. Shows good power for a small back, only 171 pounds.
Prior to the snap, the ruling on the field of down by rule is under further review.
Well, let's take another look at this. And we go to that opposite angle, and this will give us a much clearer picture as he's going down and the ball starts to come loose, and I didn't think that elbow was down yet. It was awfully close. So the question is going to be between the left elbow and the ball starting to come loose out of that right arm.
I think that's a fumble, Joel.
I think so too. I didn't think that elbow was there. Now, here's also
that he was at Wake Forest. He brought his team to Texas once in 2008 here in Waco, and they beat Baylor 41-13 that night. It was Art Riles' debut.
What a break. I mean, this defense has been tremendous.
After further review, the ball was fumbled before the ball carrier was down. Baylor recovered in the immediate continuing action. It'll be Baylor's ball, 1st and 10 from the 1-yard line.
You got to give a lot of credit to this defense. They have been on the field a long time. That was the 83rd snap of the game for Oklahoma State, and they've been on the field for 36 minutes and 45 seconds, and they continue to come up with stops. A 4th and 1 on the last series inside the 5-yard line, and now as Justice Hill is lunging towards the goal line, Baylor's defense comes up strong again with a turnover and getting the ball back for their own.
But they're deep in their own territory. Ball inside the 1. Terrence Williams in at running back for Baylor. And Williams, they fake the handoff. Seth Russell, he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
And just barely. You know, this is one of those times when a veteran quarterback like Seth Russell, he can use some things in his arsenal like a hard cadence going on 2. Because, Gus, the worst that's going to happen is half the distance for you if your own guys jump off, but you can get 3-5 yards the other way.
He's going to have to make a big throw on this series. Remember, Jay Feuerbacher has made some huge first down catches. 2nd and 9. Russell up the sideline. Guess who? Ish out of bounds. First down Baylor. 32 yards for Zamora.
This route is impeccable. Almost no chance for Ramon Richards. Just a little head shake inside like he's going to the slant, and then he's wide open down the sideline.
7 catches, 141 yards for Zamora, and 2 touchdowns. Terrence Williams will gain a half yard on the play.
Boy, what a huge throw, but even better route. A wide receiver's main job is to get open, create space, and you can do that with body movement, and you can do that with great route running, and that's what we just saw from Zamora.
2nd down and 9. Williams trying to bounce free and will not. Terrific job by Averett and Miley. That brings up 3rd down and 5. Big play here for both sides.
Huge play. Oklahoma State has not had much success blitzing against Baylor tonight.
Would you bring everybody?
I would not. I would force Seth Russell to read this out, try to play coverage, because when they're forcing him to read it out, likely, in particular with that zone read scheme, he's handing the ball off.
Remember, Russell has great legs. He runs a 4.4, and he's been good tonight on that read option. Steps back, throws, caught, Zamora again. 1st down, Baylor. Ishmael Zamora.
This is wide receiver route running 101. Look at him lean back into the corner. That's number 4, Lindsey Pipkins. As he leans back in, that creates the window to throw for Seth Russell.
8 catches, 175 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This one in the flats. Terrence Williams out of bounds inside the Oklahoma State 5. Richards with the saving tackle. First down and goal at the 4 after the 23-yard gain. Russell trying to power his way into the end zone. And he's downed at the 1.
When those big plays start to happen for Baylor, it's like an avalanche. They just compound. It's like playing dominoes. Once one falls, the other falls, and the other falls, and then this tempo picks up.
2nd down and goal at the 1. Oh, he snapped it behind him. And Russell covers it up. Kyle Fuller, the center.
All night we've seen him try to switch up who's taking the snap directly from behind the center. There, Russell thinks that Terrence Williams is going to come over and take the snap, so he's lined up as a decoy in a running back position, and Williams never came over to actually get that. Not Kyle Fuller's fault at all. Perfect snap. Williams doesn't step over. That's a huge mistake.
So instead of 2nd and goal at the 1, it's 3rd and goal at the 15. Russell in the shotgun. Looks in the corner. Touchdown, Baylor! The 2nd one of the night for Chris Platt.
He's looking at a window right here before the ball is ever snapped. I want you to watch this ball. He just throws this with unbelievable touch. That is an excellent throw from Seth Russell for the touchdown.
Connor Martin for the extra point. And good. 4th touchdown of the night for Russell. 2 to Ish Zamora, 2 to Chris Platt. Baylor started inside their own 1. Zamora and the Bears giving themselves some breathing room, up 35-24. Drew Galitz will kick it away. Barry Sanders, the deep man. And they'll start inside the 5-yard line. Jeff Carr. And if Baylor can keep the lead, let's take a look at the road ahead for the Bears, sponsored by Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
You know, part of the reason that this was such a big game for Baylor is because their next 2 opponents, All due respect to Iowa State and Kansas, those are games that Baylor really should win. And so you're looking at possibility, if they can hold on for this win, that they would go into that Texas matchup as an undefeated team, very near or inside the top 10 in the country.
First down and 10 at the 15 for OK State. Down 35-24. Rudolph's going to have to air it out now. Here's Rudolph looking. He'll check down to Rennie Childs. Childs breaks the tackle, picks up the first down, stays on his feet, gets a block, and gets over the 30-yard line up to the 32. A 17-yard scamper for Rennie Childs.
This is the dangerous place to be as a quarterback. As we had an injured Baylor Bear down. That was like number 18, Chance Waz, junior backup safety from Pflugerville, Texas. Got up slowly there, but the dangerous spot to be in for Rudolph. You're down 2 possessions inside of 5 minutes. The easy thing to do is try to force the ball down the field, but against this coverage, I mean, it is so soft. All the defensive backs' eyes in the backfield. These are the times when interceptions happen, even for a guy that rarely puts the ball in trouble.
First down and 10 at the 32. Rudolph in trouble, and he gets rid of it. Rudolph on the season has thrown only 1 interception.
Came into the game with 114 pass attempts. And only that 1 interception. He was trying to go to James Washington on the last play. There's just no chance. 2 Baylor Bears everywhere James Washington goes.
Second and 10. Rudolph to the sideline to Barry Sanders. Sanders goes out of bounds as Patrick Levels pushes him out of play after a 2-yard gain.
This style of defense and this game plan, this philosophy from Phil Bennett, this very soft 2-deep coverage, double teaming James Washington, it only works if your linebackers have the game of their life. And that's what we've seen from Patrick Levels, Trevon Blanchard, Taylor Young, Avion Edwards. These guys have been outstanding, in particular in space. Nowhere for Oklahoma State to run after the catch.
Third down and 8 at the 34. Rudolph looking over the middle, and incomplete. That one in and out of the hands of Juwan Seals. So with 4:02 to go, Cowboys down 35-24, faced with the 4th and 7, and Rudolph stays on the field. They'll go for it.
Yeah, 2-possession game here at 4 minutes. Mike Gundy knows that this is it. Maybe not quite the ball game, but certainly you feel like the ball game hangs in the balance on this snap of the football.
Oklahoma State 0 for 2 on 4th downs. They need 7 yards. Rudolph throws to the sideline, caught by Washington, and a first down for the Cowboys.
They finally get some single coverage. I'm surprised that they single covered him on 4th down. Again, every single time he's one-on-one, they throw him the football. And every single time he's come up with the catch.
An 11-yard gain for Washington. First down and 10 at the 46. Rudolph in trouble. Buys time and finally dumps it out of bounds.
Conditioning is such a factor now. Late in the 4th quarter, muggy night. The next snap will be the 90th of the night for Oklahoma State, and yet these defensive backs continue to stay with the wide receivers. The rush hasn't been quite as dangerous as it was in the first half, but they're still making Mason Rudolph adjust in the pocket and disrupt his timing.
For Kendrick Vaughn's back in the game for Baylor. 2nd and 10. Here's Stoner. And Stoner goes nowhere. Xavier Jones. Shot out of a cannon.
Long player, he's 6'3", he's 245 pounds, and he just wins right at the line of scrimmage. Gets into the backfield and disrupts the play.
3rd down and 16. Rudolph fires. And out of bounds, but a flag on the play.
I think this one's going to go against Oklahoma State. The space that was created, I felt like was from a push-off.
Pass interference, offense, number 17. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
There's Austin Hayes, and there's the extension of the arm. He pushes off to gain separation. What an excellent call by the official down the field.
So that'll make it 4th down and 16 at the 40. Oklahoma State needs to go to the Baylor 44.5 for a first down. Mason Rudolph spinning with time. Lets it go down the field and intercepted. Orion Stewart at the 30. Stewart still running it out of bounds at midfield. And Jim Grove can take a deep breath.
And fitting that the last play made to seal this victory is made by that secondary. They played great tonight for Baylor, and Phil Bennett deserves a lot of credit for an excellent game plan that stood up for all four quarters. Got turnovers, they tackled well, excellent effort. What a job by Baylor's defense tonight.
And they'll hand it off. Hasty. And he's tackled at the 40-yard line by Richards.
You're just forced into desperation as a quarterback. Felt like Oklahoma State even got away with a little bit of a hold there, but Rudolph doing the right thing. He's trying to force the ball past the chains, but
Oklahoma State calls their first timeout of the half.
we got a timeout. Baylor, 35-24. And that's not even to mention that 4th down stop that they got in the series prior to Justice Hill's fumble. You know, those 2 snaps are the difference in the game at this point.
2 timeouts left for Oklahoma State. Seth Russell. What a game for the senior quarterback tonight. 387 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. He does have 1 interception. And remember, Russell had 29 touchdowns and just 6 interceptions in the first 7 games last year before the neck injury against Iowa State.
Full start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
Sam Tecklenburg.
So you still got to execute offensively here for Baylor to try to seal up this victory.
Second and 20.
Two hands on the football for ball carriers and have to make great decisions if you're Seth Russell here.
Russell runs the option, keeps it. And goes down to the 43, took a hard hit in the back by Averett. But he pops up.
Oklahoma State calls their 2nd timeout of the half. It'll be a 30-second
1 timeout left for the Cowboys. 2:19 to me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Baylor trying to start the season 4-0, ranked 16th in the nation with a 35-24 lead over Oklahoma State. 2:19 to play. 3rd and 15. Hasty. And Baylor will punt it away. So the Cowboys call their final timeout with 2:13 to go. But in the meantime, let's take a look at our Dickey's performance of the game, which goes to...
Well, there's a lot of people that it could be. Ishmael Zamora, Seth Russell. I had to go with the defense. They've been out there all night. They got 3 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 4 takeaways, the 4th down stop inside the 5-yard line. I just felt like their effort over 92 snaps, only giving up 451 yards. I know that's a lot, but that's under 5 a snap. Under 5 a play is actually pretty good in this day and age in football, in particular in the Big 12. I just felt like the defense stood up and they played a great game against a very potent and powerful offense from Oklahoma State.
Drew Galitz will punt it away from the 32. Barry Sanders standing at his own 15. Sanders signaling, and it's fair call at the 19. And Galitz goes down. No flag.
And there shouldn't be. It was a good effort there by Galitz, but the official all over it. Reggie Smith right there gave the indication, no contact, even with the kicking leg. You're going to see him. They're selling out trying to get there, and he really isn't contacted at all. He just goes down to the ground, starts rolling around. And again, I just thought Reggie Smith did an excellent job. He gave the signal right away. No contact, not throwing the flag. I feel like these officials and this replay booth tonight, Gus, and this conference has been maligned for their officiating and some of the replays, in particular from the Oklahoma State crowd, which I agree with from the Central Michigan issue. And I understand that, but they've done an outstanding job here tonight.
First down and 10 of the 20 for Rudolph. Steps up in the pocket, looking. Nobody there. Now Rudolph delivers and incomplete. No timeouts remaining for the Cowboys.
I mean, this is the chance. This is the opposite. If you're going to have any shot at all, you've got to score with probably still a minute left on the clock with no timeouts. So even double covered, this is the time to just throw it almost as far as you can and try to get James Washington behind the secondary.
They'll hand it off this time to Sanders, and he gets to the 30. First down, clock stops. And then it'll restart when the ball is marked. Rudolph, sideline, and too high for James Washington.
And again, you know, run plays and underneath routes are not going to cut it. You got to get down the field in a hurry. The offensive line is providing a fair bit of protection here for Rudolph, and if you can, you got to take your shots.
Second down rather, and 10. And he'll hand it off to Sanders. Is that a white flag, Joe?
That's highly questionable. Not just questionable, highly questionable. No way to stop the clock with no timeouts. You can't guarantee yourself a first down with that play call.
Here's Rudolph. Winds up down the sideline. Incomplete. And a flag.
You know, they should talk about this, and they're going to. That ball was completely uncatchable. Even if James Washington stops, he's going to have to jump backwards about 5 yards. I don't think even he can do that, and they're going to stay with it. I don't agree with this at all.
Pass interference, defense number 27. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
This ball was so woefully underthrown because Rudolph was contacted. That's 5 yards short, and the contact was minimal. Washington's momentum is going the opposite direction, so a missed one there by this officiating crew.
For Kedrick Vaughn's off the field now. Here's Rudolph looking, throws on the move, and caught at the 15. What a catch by Austin Hayes.
They're going to have to talk about this because Austin Hayes was out of bounds for a portion of the play. You see the official with his hat off as he'll be talking with Reggie Smith, the white hat, but he was out of bounds before this point. You see the hat on the ground behind him? That's the signal for the wide receiver being out. So the question is going to be, A, was he forced out earlier in the play, and B, did he try to establish himself back quick enough to legally touch that football? I don't think he did.
The receiver went out of bounds on his own return and was the first to touch the pass. Illegal touching of a forward pass by the offense, number 17. Loss of down at the previous spot. It's second down.
So he's out of bounds there, uncontacted. Great catch by these officials, and then he comes back in and is the first to touch the ball. That is an excellent job. Textbook.
So that makes it second down and 10 with 1:08 to go.
The ruling on the field of illegal touching is under further review.
Now here's the important part, is that the fact that it was called no contact.
Before we get there,
the fact that it was called on the field no contact is the reason it can go to a review. They're going to see if he actually went out of bounds. He clearly did. And the fact that they can replay this is, one, he wasn't contacted, now it's ruling on the field, and did he fully step out of bounds? Absolutely he did. This is absolutely going to stand. If the ruling on the field, Gus, was that he was contacted and then reestablished and that was a catch, this would be unreviewable.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Illegal touching. It'll be second down.
I mean, the rule book is lengthy and nuanced, but this is one of those areas that last year came under fire. Remember the Michigan State Notre Dame game. You know, the reestablishing in bounds. Was he contacted to go out? Was it forcible? So on and so forth. So this officiating crew and replay booth doing a nice job here at the end of the game.
Second down and 10. Here's Rudolph. Winds up. Incomplete. That one's short. Intended for Chris Lacey. 3rd and 10 with 1:03 to go.
This certainly sets Baylor up well. Now they understand that they can win several different types of games. You know, we've seen them get into shootouts, and now they get into a little bit of a slugfest for them, in particular on the defensive side, as Oklahoma State came out here and rushed the ball 37 times. This defensive front for Baylor did a great job.
Rudolph over the middle, and wow, Childs is tackled hard by Avion Edwards. Clock continues to run. Oklahoma State can't stop it.
This is actually probably should have drawn a foul. Absolutely should have drawn a foul. You can't do that. That's should have been unnecessary roughness.
4th down. Rudolph to the sideline. Caught for first down by Washington. And Washington still running. And Washington goes out of bounds at the 15.
Has to be just such a frustrating night for James Washington, because you see his ability. Even on an underneath route, he turns it up the field, yards after the catch, and sets Oklahoma State up here with 24 seconds.
1st down and 10 at the Baylor 15. Rudolph looking in trouble. Rudolph breaks a tackle, throws in the end zone, incomplete. Chris Lacey had a step. 13 seconds to go.
Because you're down 2 scores, this ball has to go in the end zone. You have to score and give yourself at least enough time for an onside kick and an offensive snap. Over 100 plays now for Oklahoma State on the night.
2nd and 10. Rudolph. He's got to hurry. Rudolph looking. Buying time. Rudolph sacked. Xavier Jones. And that's your ball game. 4th sack of the night for Baylor. And the Bears stay perfect with a 35-24 win over Oklahoma State. Baylor 4-0. Big night for Seth Russell, Ishmael Zamora, and Chris Platt. Russell throws 4 touchdowns, 2 to Zamora and 2 to Platt.